Hi everyone, this is Sona, and today we are going to start learning how to draw garments on figures. And before we start doing that, we should have a little understanding of what are the different parts of a garment, because that's how you will know what you're drawing. Okay, so let me just start by a basic explanation. And so this part that I'm drawing right now, if you can see, is the part that goes around the neck, and this is called a neckline. Okay, you've heard the word. I'm sure most of you know what a neckline is, right? So this is a neckline, and the neckline could be U-neck, V-neck, square, or any shape. But the neckline is the shape of the garment that goes around the neck. Simple. Then we have a second layer which we normally see on a garment, which is a collar. So a collar is built, or a layer that is built over a neckline. Okay, so if I have a collar, this is a collar. Okay, what is it? It is built over a neckline, right? This is a collar. Okay, then this is a bodice. Just the top portion without the collar is a bodice, and this part of the garment is the this is the bodice. This part of the garment, this line, is known as the center front. Center front. Okay. Now suppose this garment had buttons and an opening. The buttons would fall on this center front line. Okay, and it would overlap. One side would overlap the other, right? And this part of the garment on which the buttons are is known as a placket. Okay, right now what you're seeing is a sleeveless garment, right? This is let me put it over here. This right now that you're seeing is a sleeveless armhole, right? This is a sleeveless armhole. But if I had a sleeve, this is a sleeve. It's an attachment which is made to the armhole and it's a part of the fabric that covers the arms, right? It's called a sleeve. I'm sure most of you know what a sleeve is. Okay, so these are few parts of the garment. Now if you go into a slightly more advanced levels, this bodice right now is loose fitted. Now suppose we want to give it a nice shape say along the bust. We need to make it fitted. How do we make this bodice more fitted? What we do when we need to give a fitted feel is we add something known as a dart. Now this is full and this needs to be fitted. You need to narrow this down. So what we do is we create something called a dart. Now this dart is a stitching line which pinches the fabric. So it comes in and it becomes a fitted bodice. Okay, so let me explain this to you a little better. Okay, the bodice, a bodice when it is being cut, it looks like this. It's a simple bodice. Okay, and this is the bust point. What is this? It's a bust point. The bust point is the highest point of the bust where the fullness is maximum. Okay, now if I want to give a shape around this bust, which means what you see in a sari blouse, which is really tightly fitted. So you see in a sari blouse, traditionally if you see any sari blouse, you would see a very fitted kind of a garment which has, you can see stitching lines like that. Okay, all these stitching lines point towards the bust point. Okay, so in a basic bodice block, to give it shape, we have a dart here. What is this dart? This, if we pinch this in and close this, and suppose we close this, then what happens is we get a shaped bodice. Okay, dart suggests you close this and it becomes more fitted. So these are the darts. The darts sometimes can be merged and two separate pieces can be created, piece number 1 and piece number 2, and this seam line is called a princess line. It's very commonly used. And a seam line is a stitch line where two pieces of fabrics are connected. Okay, so this is a seam, this is a seam, this is a seam. Okay, and this, which is the bottom part of any garment, is known as a hem. Okay, this is the cuff. Cuffs are you see very commonly in shirts. Full sleeve shirts have cuffs. Okay, so we have a neckline, we have a collar, We have a placket, we have a sleeve, we have cuffs, we have darts, and we can also have perhaps a pocket. We all know what a pocket is. This pocket is just open from here. The pocket is built inside. Okay, so we could have different types of pockets. All right, so I think this is an important understanding of some basics of garment. If we go into the lower garment, we have something known as a skirt, right? You all know what skirts are. So if we look at a skirt, we have the hem. This is the waistband. And we also have darts in a skirt. Because the hips are wide and the waist is narrow, so we need a dart to bring the shape into it. You could have a pocket here. Yeah. So this could be a pocket. So these are parts of a skirt. Sometimes in skirts you might have pleats, which is nothing but extra fabric which is added to any part of the garment which is folded. And so these become pleats. Okay. Similarly, when we make trousers, always remember that the trouser will have a waistband. Not necessary. The waistband is not necessary. What is necessary in a trouser is this seam. This seam has to be there. Without this seam, you cannot have a trouser. What is this? This is a seat. This could also be the rise. Okay, this could also be the crotch. So seat length or crotch length mean the same thing. But remember that bifurcate, garments which bifurcate into two parts must have this center seam. Okay, and remember a trouser is made in 4 parts. 1, 2 in the front and 3 and 4 at the back. Okay, so that's for trousers. These are the basic parts of the garment that you should know about before we start sketching and drawing garments. Thank you.